Hello and welcome to Click Chatter Live once again. And I'm really happy that today we have Ajinkya Gupta, Arjun तेंदुलकर नहीं, हमारे अर्जुन साहब हैं. अभिनव को कौन नहीं जानता हमारी टीम में भाई साहब जिनकी बातें रुकती नहीं और हमारे मतलब ये हमारे शेक्सपियर साहब हैं और साथ में डॉग को कौन. कमोन आज देखो काले में कितने खूबसूरत लग रहे हैं वो भी आरसीबी की टीम जीतने के बाद ही इज
Yeah,
सो
welcome to
हैप्पी
the dark
दैट
side.
he told me that I should not host today, so I am not going to host. All hell to you, Manjunath bhai, your stage.
Yeah, so thank you, Saurabh. So mainly we'll jump directly into the show. So I'll just over a minute I'll explain the short format. So mainly first is I'll go to each of you for a very short introduction. So I'll start with the Ranji Trophy winning captain. So Ajinkya, you can say a word or two about yourself.
Hi, thanks to all of you all for being on this platform. This is the first time I'm as a part of a podcast. By profession, I'm a doctor. I'm an oncologist, but by passion, I'm a total cricket aficionado. Absolutely a cricket enthusiast, and I make it a point not to miss international games at Wankhede and at least watch 2 to 3 IPL games. I was there at the Ranji Trophy final, and I was lucky enough to see my namesake lift the trophy yesterday. So it's been a good start to Mumbai cricket, and I'm really hoping that during these months of March to May, Mumbai's franchise also, tries to replicate that success. Again, thank you everyone for letting me be here, and I hope that on my debut game, I am at least, you know, up to the mark.
Yeah, that is definitely there for us. So I'll just move on to our regular guest Abhinav. So those who are regulars on this channel will know Abhinav well, but still, for the sake of completion, Abhinav, please give you a short introduction. And
I think it'll be better if Arjun gets to go in first. He's also
okay, we
another
can.
one of
Yeah, so we have Arjun with us. So Arjun, you can just introduce yourself in short. Then we'll go back to Abhinav.
Hi guys, I'm Arjun. I'm also from I'm from Mumbai. I'm a full-time finance professional, and I published two books. One of them is on cricket. It's a cricket fiction book called Captain Kadus. It became a bestseller, and I've watched cricket since 1996. The first World Cup I saw was the '96 World Cup. I've got vivid, really vivid memories of that. So I just love cricket and I love talking about cricket and watching it also. Yeah. So it's really great to be here.
So
and
that's really long ago because I am born in 1985. So I think so. I'm assuming that you must have been still from a very young age. You have been following the game, so that's a very good thing. So
Yeah.
finally, we'll just go over to Abhinav and then we'll begin the discussion.
thank you for having me over. I'm Abhinav, and uh, I work with a political consult. I work as a consultant with a political consultancy organization, and called Varai Analytics. And I've been a cricket fan for as long as I can remember. And I mean, the reason why I am on an MI preview podcast is also because I'm an MI fan, and that happened because of my devotion towards Sachin Tendulkar. So yeah, that's what brings me on on this podcast, on this preview for Mumbai. And yeah, glad to be with some of my fellow MI Purton fans. So yeah, good to be here and good to be amongst familiar company in that sense.
And at the correct time, like DRS, we have Mukesh joining us. So Mukesh, just give us a short introduction. Then I'll go over the format of the chat.
Yeah, hello everyone. So familiar faces here, and I'm like maybe new to you guys, but the last 2 years I've been doing previews for Cricket Chatter Live for Mumbai Indians. I think last year I was with Abhinav Bhai, so it's good that panel is growing, and I'm a big Mumbai Indians fan. I've been following the team since the start of the IPL, and as Abhinav Bhai said, my reason is also quite similar. It started because of Sachin Tendulkar, and even after he retired, it just continued. So yeah, good to be back again.
So with that, we'll get right into the discussion. So first thing is we have with us four passionate fans, and of course Saurabh Bhai is a passionate fan for every side. So in a minute or so, I would like each one of you to tell me, like regarding the auction, how has Mumbai's performance been, and whether you are happy, and what were your expectations. So we'll start with Ajinkya.
So I feel this auction has corrected some of the errors that we ended up making in the mega auction 2 years back. We have very tactically, I would say, completed, replaced those missing key links in the form of our bowling. I remember last year I made a lot of comments that if Mumbai has to win, we have to outbat oppositions because we did not really have the kind of bowling lineup to keep taking 10 wickets. And I think MI have done exceptionally well at the prizes they got, the likes of Adilshan Madhushanka, Gerald Coetzee. Nuwan Tushara was definitely a surprise buy. I have been following all leagues of cricket and I really had not seen him much, apart from the T10 league. And he has been doing exceptionally well in the recent series against Bangladesh. His slinging action, mentored by the all-time legend. So I do feel that these three, along with the return of Jasprit Bumrah to full fitness and the inclusion of the trade of Hardik Pandya, a bowling lineup has really improved in terms of the pace department. Now we do talk about the spin department, and I feel that getting in a Shreyas Gopal, which is a sort of a homecoming for him because he did make his mark with MI in 2014 and in a game or two in 2015. I think it does give us an option over Piyush Chawla. We really need to realize that he's aging, and now we do have a young option. And Kumar Karthike has been exceptional in domestic cricket. If you would have watched Madhya Pradesh over the last 3 seasons, he's been one of their vital cogs. So I'm exceptionally happy with the auction. We have really, horses for courses thing. We have backups for each of. You have two left-arm pacers, Dilshan Madhushanka and Behrendorff. You have a pacer, Bumrah, who's backed by an Akash Madwal as well as a Gerald Coetzee. And you have a slinger, Nuwan Tushara, who I do feel will start off the season for us. So yes, if I had to rate the auction, I would say it's definitely a 8 or 9 on 10. I feel that the order in which Wanindu Hasaranga came into the auction, we missed out on him. If we could have snapped him up, considering he went for base price at 1.5 crores to SRH, I think if we could have had him, I think we would have been the strongest team on paper.
Okay, so some interesting thoughts there. So Arjun, would you like to add something, or would you have a different point of view to that? What did you think about the auction?
No, I think I think Ajinkya has really covered all the points over there. Just I think with Hardik coming back, I think with his bat and ball, this the balance has like increased, like it has improved. But I'm just wondering, how with him as captain, how he will like utilize a few people like Rohit as an opener or in the middle order. What role would he play? This is something which I'm really interested in looking at.
So I'll just throw an open question to all of you. I'll start from Abhinav. That how many bowling options do you think MI should need to feel secure? Or like last season, like Ajinkya was saying that they need to outbat the opposition. So now this they have the resources. So what would your combination be there?
In terms of purely going with the bowling lineup, I think Bumrah being back itself is a huge plus. And then, like Ajinkya said, I mean, you added a much more rounded and what seems to be a complete all phase bowling attack around him. That you've now got somebody like Dilshan Madhushanka who can bowl both at the top and at the in the power play and even towards the end, and brings that left arm angle with him. There's a Jason Behrendorff who can do that at the start of the innings as well, who brings that same angle with a lot more height at the start of the innings. You've got a slinger like Nuwan Tushara who is especially lethal towards the back end of the innings. You've got a genuinely promising middle overs enforcer like Gerald Coetzee who could use that two bouncer per over rule to his absolute advantage. I mean, he'll probably be the bowler who will be the happiest with this rule being introduced in the IPL, because it makes him an even more lethal bowler than what he is, and he showed that enough signs of that during the World Cup. And then you've added and then underratedly smart tactical purchase of Mohammad Nabi on base price. I mean, because it gives Mumbai not only a lot of experience but it opens up that option that if you're traveling to a Lucknow, to a Chennai, or to Delhi, Hyderabad, places where there where the ball is expected to stick to the surface and go slow, it would give Mumbai the chance to use Nabi as with his controlled off spin as a matchup. And yeah, I mean, Dilshan Madhushanka getting injured today is not a good sign, but I think there are enough options in the
Yeah,
replacement.
we'll have to wait and see like how serious it is. So
Yes.
like whether he's out. So that's what. So I think we'll wait and see whether he comes back. So the final point on the bowling, to sum up, I'll go across to Mukesh. So Mukesh, if you feel there is any weakness in this attack, or you feel some bases are not covered, or possibly which can be a problem, you can elaborate on that. After that, I'll go across to everyone for a final comment. Then we'll go to the next topic.
So definitely, like pace bowling attack has like strengthened from the last year. But one thing like spin bowling was concerned last year as well. Although Piyush Chawla reversed the clock and he did really well, so we didn't feel like okay we are lagging in spin department. But this year also I feel like spin bowling department is little bit lagging, and I'll say that in whole squad, if I have to point out like okay this certain section is a little bit weaker, I'll say spin department. Although we have like purchased Shreyas Gopal as a backup, but still I feel like spin department is something we may have to worry about.
Also, just one point on the lighter note.
Sure.
This I mean, any team which had Chris Jordan as their lead overseas pace bowler is bound to in last season is bound to have a much better outcome in the next year. I mean, because I mean, it was genuinely the most embarrassing sight for me. No offense to Chris Jordan, he's good at what he does. He's probably one of the best outfielders that you can ever get. He's decent enough with the bat, but I mean, with his primary role, I mean, you've got. I mean, it was frankly a bit of an embarrassment seeing him bowl for MI. I mean, and getting tonged for runs and runs and more runs. I mean, which is why I mean, like Ajinkya said, Mumbai had
So,
to combat their
so
opponents.
before we
So
before
yeah,
we leave the so before we leave this point, last word anyone on Kumar Kartikeya, because the word is that the coach has told him strictly to bowl left arm orthodox. That was the last thing I heard, but I haven't been following his performance recently. So has anyone any idea what is he going to bowl, or he'll be free to bowl his variations?
I think I think different environment, but yes, he's gained his Ranji Trophy successes this year have come bowling a lot more of the left arm, the traditional left arm orthodox spin. So I think Mumbai could use him either with to bowl the left arm orthodox only, maybe in an impact sub rule, either in an impact sub rule, or they with Lasith Malinga now becoming the bowling coach, and I think hopefully Brad Hogg would be around to as a spin bowling consultant like last year. I think if that is the case, then I think with somebody like Hogg around, I think Kartikeya could be influenced to once again go towards bowling those his unorthodox his drift spin stuff.
Abhinav, when we got to know about Kartikeya in IPL, I think that was the first time I personally got to
Mhm.
know about him, frankly speaking. Before that, I was not even aware that, because I used to follow the, what to say, Ranji, but more than Kartikeya, I was aware about Mihir. So we all know who is Mihir. So because Mumbai, Madhya Pradesh was like last few years they didn't able to produce a great spinners that they used to have a legacy. Narendra Hirwani, even Ganesh Pandey was a very good lefty all rounder. But later on the part, Kartikeya, when I got to know that he's doing a Chinaman, there was a very good article had come that in that IPL he tried bowling it, and during the shortest format of the match, generally he tend to ball Chinaman, but in red ball cricket, he's always a slow left arm bowler.
Yes.
He never try that variations.
Hmm.
So if we see how, because it's not that easy to change the entire proportion of your body to do from lefty to righty, because the entire body comes in a different way. So if he has to ball, he has to ball in a different way. And we all know in past 2-3 years, especially after MI's inclusion, we have seen that his batting has improved a lot. And in Ranji, he scored few 50s also and some 30s, 40s a lot in these last few years. So I would say that I'm sure he would love to go ahead with the way he ball rather than Chinaman or something where he might not have the control. If he's still practicing in net, there is nothing bad in that. But IPL in such a way, because too much of video analysts are there, too many people are there who are looking into you. It is pretty easy for them to find out that okay, fine. Now everybody knows he's not a real Chinaman like Kuldeep or Noor Ahmed. He is a person who does it like part-time Chinaman, and every time it is when we talk about, we say he is a left arm orthodox and all, and left arm all. That's true, Varun. So, in my point of view, I think he should be playing with his own strength rather than taking tension that what has worked for him last year, rather than this, because this time it's a great opportunity for him to play as a lone spinner. That's pretty simple.
So we'll just move on to the next topic. So like we, because it's an Indian Premier League, Mumbai Indians is always known to have a very settled lineup, a settled 11, and a settled core. So I would just like to have a quick discussion about the batting. So I'll start with Arjun. So what would be your batting lineup in the event of these recent acquisitions, and would you change anything or any role for a particular player?
So I would open with Rohit, definitely. There were a few times when like he was in the middle order. I wasn't sure if I agreed with that totally. If he plays a role which he played for India in the recently concluded World Cup, I think that is something like MI would really need that. With him, Ishan Kishan probably at the top, but sometimes Ishan Kishan, I think he struggles against quality fast bowling. I think he takes his time to get going. If he can just let go, probably both openers going at full pace, that'll be great. I think Surya Kumar is injured for the first few matches. That's a bit of a worry. But when he'll come back, I think Tilak Verma is also there. Then with Hardik at five, I think the top five are with Surya Kumar. I think sounds pretty settled to me.
In same condition, I would like to say there's no need to change. Manju bhai, you are on mute. So
Yeah, yeah.
I would
So I was
like to
just
say
asking Mukesh if he wants to make any changes to the lineup, or like if everyone is mostly happy with the settled lineup.
Yeah, I think Mumbai Indians has like most settled core for Indian players, at least if you look across the teams, and all of them are like have played for India, are playing for India. So I mostly agree with Arjun that this will be the lineup. If Surya is kind of not available for few matches, I think Nihal Vadera will come in. And last season he did really well. So I think it will be almost same. Team David at six, and that will probably cover our batting lineup.
So
Net number
Ajinkya, you
seven,
want to add something on that?
yes. I
I
would
think.
like to say
Hmm, Please,
Ajit,
Saurabh, go
Ajit.
ahead. I'll then make my point. Please, Saurabh.
I'm
Uh,
fine.
in my personal capacity, I can say one thing very clearly, that once your openers are set up for like Ishan and Rohit, I would not like to do anything with the open slot, because we saw the way Ishan plays. Whatever people say, this is different. He plays really well within the six over period. Then after his strike rate get little down. Rohit Sharma is opposite. His the longer he plays, his strike rate will keep increasing. So it's a very good proportion, and I think the opener should get a full freedom, because they have very good middle order players like Tim David. Then you have Hardik. Now we talk about a lot about opening position, but we haven't talked about even Hardik Pandya's playing position, because in GT he used to come at 4. Now, when you are having Tilak Burma, when you are having Surya Kumar Yadav, and if you want to promote yourself to number 4, then you have to change a lot many stuff, because you cannot send
So
a newcomer like
we can take
Tilak
a
Verma
quick
under the
we
pressure.
can take a quick poll. So what do you believe is the best number for Hardik to bat in this MI side? So Saurabh,
Five.
okay,
I'd
five,
also go five.
and Abhinav, anyone else
I'd
with a
also go
different?
five. I'd also go
Okay,
five.
okay. So Mukesh, I'll give you a chance to just elaborate on why you said
Justify
four. Like,
justify your position.
yeah,
Yeah, so if you
what
see
your thought
last
process?
season
Yes.
also, right? If you see the last season, I still feel like Tilak Verma at number five will be much better option than even though Hardik can hit the longer ball, and if Tilak Verma is like he can play both the roles. So if something goes wrong, Tilak can do a staying role as well as hitting the ball from the first go. And Hardik was playing at number four in Gujarat. I feel like in Mumbai Indians also he should play at number four. Sky should play at number three. So last season also Tilak, since Tilak was playing at number five, I'll still continue with Tilak at five.
But
Can I
Okay,
again,
just
fair
add
enough.
on to that?
Yeah, sure.
last one
Arjun, you
year
can
situation.
add your yeah.
I just wanted to add, while like while I did say number five, I just remember that Hardik Pandya is coming back from a long injury layout. So how rusty would he be if he comes at number five? He may have a very few balls to play with. So will he be ready for that? In that way, I think I may have gone a bit towards what Mukesh is saying, considering his long injury layoff and how rusty he may be. If he comes at number four, he may have a bit more time out in the middle. That may be the case.
So just to build up on this generic question to everyone, is that since you are following T20 for a long time, what is the difference between a number four and a number five's role in a T20 lineup? Because like the skeptics like me, they will say, okay, you lose one more wicket and your five is virtually your three. So you can come in, Ajinkya, Arjun, anyone, or Mukesh.
I think nobody is
Saurabh,
starting. I will start then. So when when you are playing, and I'm little elaborating the situation. When you're playing for test matches, number three and number four positions are very, very important. When you're coming to the white ball to the ODIs, number four and number fives are very much important, because openers get a very good opportunity. They go for 10, 15 over, especially given the two new balls, you know what happened. But relevance of 4, 5 onwards generally is not a person who can play run a ball. 1, 2, 3 run a ball, and then you hit somewhere down the 130 ka strike rate looks good. But when you 4, 5, 6 onward, because generally in my setup, the situation is if somebody is playing for 4 and 5, they mostly get an opportunity after 10 to 12 overs. And your 4 or 5 numbers are not fixed, because what I understood nowadays, all player and management plays differently. They ensure if no wickets fall within the 10 overs, X player will go, not the given side. So in that situation, 4 and 5 players are pretty different ball game. When it comes to T20, shorter the format, impact has to be the larger than the life. That's what I like.
yeah, I completely agree with Saurabh. Like, if you see right, Mumbai Indians batting lineup, it will be like four, five, six will be pretty much flexible with Hardik, Tilak, and Tim David. If like wickets have not fallen, I think they will even promote Tim David at number five. So it will be pretty much flexible position, I feel.
If I can add, I think I totally agree that this Mumbai Indians, the player names that you see in the batting will be fairly consistent. The order in which they come will depend a lot on the game situation, because if you go and see the Mumbai Indians that in the recent past, I won't go too much into the past, when in 2019 and 2020 we had three left-handers. You had an Ishan Kishan, you had a Quinton de Kock opening, and you had a Krunal Pandya. A similar situation is there now where we have a Ishan Kishan, we have a Nehal Vadera, and a Tilak Varma. So if the opposition brings one of their lethal leg spinners or a left arm spinner, I would definitely see them maintaining that left right combination. Again, I would just want to even raise this thing that with the impact player rule, do you think MI could like bring in one more batsman in addition to these that we have discussed?
Easily. I mean, and I would not be surprised if they actually start with three overseas players only, and then
Yes.
they bring in a fourth overseas player, which could either be a Tim David, or if they really want some brute pass logging towards the end, maybe a Romario Shepherd towards
Bobby
the end.
Shepard.
Romario Shepherd or Mohammad Nabi in that midst. So I mean, Mumbai thankfully are in this sort of a position this season that they can actually think of playing three overseas players as a matter of choice and not being forced into doing that like last year. So I think they'll be in a much better position to take that call with the impact sub. And yes, I mean, during run chases, I think it's eminently possible that they could use that impact player rule to fit in another batsman. They did that quite a few times with Nehal Badera last season, on quite a few occasions, in fact. So I think it is evident, it is certainly possible that they can do it this time around too.
Yeah, and they have option of developed berries
Yes,
as well. So they can always go with three overseas, and they can bring one. So that's always an option for Mumbai Indians.
So with this impact player discussion, I just have a side question on this. So do you think an impact player is killing the development of all rounders? It has been a famous debate. So I would like to, maybe Ajinkya, you can start, give
I
your
am going to
opinion.
agree with this because what has really happened is that ever since the inception of the impact rule, I think across IPL, Saurabh would be able to tell us better, but I have seen at Wankhede, the amount of runs being scored are astronomical and it's being
yes,
chased with equal ease. I went for the MIRCB game, like just to like take you off, like I was sitting at Intercontinental giving an interview and then I rushed to watch the game, and I can just see that RCB are going hammer and tongs. And a traditional MI fan like me is worried that you have to chase 200. And the ease with which I think they did it with almost an over and a half to spare, the way Nihal
True.
Vadera and Surya Kumar have batted, that giving you that extra cushion, I think we are taking away something from the bowlers, reducing the importance of an all rounder. And I again feel that it's becoming, I'm not really a fan of this rule, it's making it too batting friendly, I would say.
true.
Uh,
I'll agree.
Jinkya, you have added a real good point, but with stats, which I hardly believe, but I love stats actually. You will see, he's sneezing also on the word, and it says that when he's sneezing on something, it is when it's correct.
Yeah, the stats are remembering
Wankhede,
us. Yeah.
Wankhede, then our Bangalore Stadium,
Chinnaswamy.
Yes.
Chinnaswamy,
Seriously.
Mohali, Dharmshala. Basically, where Dharmshala and Mohali they don't get more matches, but again you see the number of sixes hit is very high when you're playing in Wankhede, as well as your Brabourne was not giving you that many of sixes, whatever reason it is, but Wankhede did, and you're same with our Chinnaswamy Stadium. So I have seen so many matches of RCB and CSK matches mostly in Bangalore. What I found out, 190, 180, 195, people are not even looking into. They think exactly this is, and it is not because of bad fielding or bad bowling. Because when we see here in the TV, we see, oh my God, this is very small ground or something like. Grounds are small, I understand, but when you see ball is traveling, you know exactly who is underneath it. Somewhere down the line, what happens? Something plays in the mind also. Or else, Yajvinder Chahal would not have the most successful leg spinner from Bangalore. Or Rahul Chahar or what is the name of man?
Markande.
Makande would not have successful, or the Karthikeyan. It is somewhere down the line in the mindset of the player that, oh my God, I will get hit for six. So, and one more thing might be because it's not cloudy, it's very open air environment. Wherever the air is thin, ball travel faster. In Delhi and all, you see the sixes with fours are higher in numbers. So, in somewhere down the line, scientific reasons are also there, and the mindset of the bowler matters a lot, and batsmen are overconfident. Dude, and one more thing just about to add. Yuvraj Singh was not a successful player for playing for RCB, even though he's such a six-hitter batsman, even with the Shane Watson. But somewhere down the line, because might be your overconfident, you know exactly six are getting hit. It is here more than anything, it is here. Your
No,
trust, your skills, and your
in the film Dhoni says ना वो match हम basketball court पे हार गए. So that's the thing. Yeah.
that's the under 19
हाँ.
team,
So
and
like
we
for
saw
Bangalore spinners, you can say वो match हम Cubbon Park में ही हार गए because that's where all the
वहां से
sixes are
बॉल
going
निकाल
to
नहीं पाए हम लोग.
land. So we'll just move on to the next one. So first thing, of course, the very hot discussion is the tactics. So starting with Arjun, like there are some teams which love to chase. There are some which love to defend targets. So that way, like as an MI fan, what do you feel this set of players can do, or what would you like them to do? So Arjun, you can start here.
So I think chasing at Wankhede is, ever since the stadium has been, like rebuilt, chasing has become much more better. I think earlier I don't remember so many runs being scored, but nowadays, even 200 in Wankhede is not that safe actually. 200 is not that safe in Wankhede at least. So I would say, if like if MI can bat first and chase, it's like it sounds good to me at least. But whatever it is, I think tactics wise there should be a lot of clarity. I'm not a fan of chopping and changing. If something works. Of course, if a situation demands a change, then then it's okay. But there should be a clarity of thought. Like in the recently concluded World Cup, India had a lot of clarity of thought. I would like that same clarity of thought to be just be there in MI, which I just hope that we can see.
So Abhinav, what do you feel about this strategy? Like, are you a fan of Mumbai setting a target, or you're a fan of chasing it?
This time around, I think they'll be happy to set. They'll be much more happy to set a target this time around, considering the relative upgrade in the strength of the bowling attack. But MI's a lot of MI's bests have come often under while chasing, so I don't think it will matter to them as much whether they want to bat first or chase, because I think this time with the bowling attack now being what it is, being a lot better and lot stronger on paper, and especially with somebody like Bumrah being back, I think Mumbai will be able to control a lot better when they're control the proceedings much better when they're setting up a target and restricting teams down in the second innings. I think they'll be in a better position to do that this
So
time.
speaking of a target, I just want a number from you which you feel is safe at the Wankhede, since you were telling that it is even 200 is chaseable. So Mukesh, what do you think? How much should they get to be
Arjun
safe?
will be the best people to answer that.
Yeah,
At least 240.
240. Oh, that's like
240.
I mean,
it's really.
It's a
these
little
days
high, but
nothing is
high.
a safe, nothing is safe
Nothing is
target
safe.
these
Yeah.
days, especially in Wankhede and Chinnaswamy. So you said whatever you said, it is you cannot say for sure that okay today we will win because we have set this
Yeah.
much target. Just I want to add one point. Like last year, if you see right, our death bowling was really weak. Whether we were bowling first or we were bowling second, like we were always conceding like 40, 50, 55 runs in last 4 overs. Sometimes like I think in one match we conceded 55 or 65 in last 3 overs. So with the return of Jasprit Bumrah, that is going to change a bit, and we will be more confident of like I believe like he will be bowling at least 2 overs in the death, so that amount of runs are going to go down. So there I feel like Mumbai will be little bit confident of saving, like even we have set a target of 180 or 185. I think they will be lot more confident than whatever they were last year. And Akash also,
You're
like
right.
if Akash plays, I believe he will play. Akash and Jasprit will make a really good death bowling pair.
Could I add one point, please?
Yeah, sure, please.
Just like to add one point. See, I mean, the schedule, as far as I saw, it is only for the first leg, like for a few matches. So,
Right.
will the IPL be moved out of the country maybe because of the elections? And all the discussions that we made so far is considering all the matches being in India. It is moved outside
Exactly.
India. I mean, maybe this should also be considered, right? If it is Abu Dhabi, Dubai,
I
or
think
elsewhere, I
Yeah,
don't
because the
know.
I
last
think
No,
time
only
that
Google
for
has
happened, yeah, Kumble
no,
took
only for
5 for 9 or something. So that,
I
no,
think
only
in
for
Google
South
has
Australia
already
Africa.
team.
clarified that it will be in India. even though it will be
Okay.
side by side of election, but it is not going to be out of India. I think
Maybe
this
Okay.
has been already
one
clarified.
more one more thing might be
Okay.
happened, that's why the reason we saw one thing, that everybody's base has been changed. Like Delhi guys are in Vizag, other guys are also
But
allotted the
No,
Delhi,
Saurabh, but to intervene, Delhi is because of the Women's Premier League. They said
yes,
they'll not
exactly.
be able to get the pitch ready in time.
Wickets.
So they have clarified that after the two games, they'll be back at Delhi.
I am
Following
understand.
up with Arjun's point, I don't really see this IPL being moved out of the country in 2019. Also, they had done a good job. But what it does is that it can
Yeah.
give a certain scheduling advantage or a disadvantage to certain teams depending on when their state is going for election. You might have RCB or the Mumbai or any, let's say, team having a a run of a few matches like 4 5 home games back to back, after which they have an away fixtures, which can have an impact on a team's performance.
But when it comes to Delhi, sorry, Mumbai and RCB home games, they will be more than matlab, opponents are more than happy than the home team, because come se come they know the team, especially with when you go to Mumbai, it's a come se come bounce is true. You can
Yeah.
feel the bounce, you can play. So that in that way it's pretty good. But again, if you have to play four back-to-back matches in Chennai, then the life of the opposition gonna to be a big problem, because they also have to get very good spinners. Not even normal, because after playing two continuous 2 3 matches, especially the way Sun is beating the ground, it will be a problem. But other places it might not be. The question is that how the planner, I'm sure exactly the people are more experienced this time, and BCCI the way they are doing, I'm hoping that the committee who is running this show, they have kept the things in their mind and chosen those states and the timings accordingly. That's why the reason we got only 15 days ka schedule, 14 days ka schedule, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Well,
And
tomorrow 3 p.m. the election dates will
3
be
p.m.
out, so I would hope
Yeah.
that very soon we will have the full schedule.
Hmm.
Right. So on that note, before I ask you for your playing 11, last quick point is one is we always see these bench warmers throughout every season. So I'll just start with Arjun. If you have any bench warmer in mind, who you feel who can play in the 11, so in any situation, and your thoughts on that.
So,
So we'll come one by
so,
one to everyone.
so
there
one
is a
bench warmer
question.
is my
There is a
nature.
question. Somebody wants to do that.
Yeah, okay. With assistance available for fast bowlers wherever movement was present, we saw Nuwan Tushara being unplayable in match of SA T20 and recently in a T20I. So, do you see him playing some matches? You can take
He's
that also, Arjun.
No, I mean somebody else can take that question. I'm not.
And
Can I
this
take
guy,
it up?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, and I'm just telling you why I put this question. Varun Giri watches match very, very closely, and he
yeah.
hardly miss any matches. He follow even Buchi Babu cricket to ILT20 to
Yeah, he's
everything.
watching the Punjab T20 also. Punjab T20 League also.
I think with what Varun pointed out, I think I suspect Tushara would start for Mumbai, and especially considering that there's still a bit of a fitness cloud on Gerald Kobze. He's still recovering from his hamstring injury, I think, or whatever. So, and he has reached India, but I think he's under the watch of the MI physios. I think Ben Langley and the others are keeping a close eye on Gerald Kobze. So that definitely opens up the chance for Nuwan Tushara to start. Certainly it does, and he brings in his own set of advantage. The fact that he is a sling, he's a round arm sling bowler like Lasith Malinga and in Sri Lanka he's been given the nickname Podi Malinga.
Yes.
Which means little Malinga in I think in Sinhalese. So it
Yeah.
definitely and he has been playing with for MI in the SA20. He was the wildcard replacement player for them, and he's been informed. So I definitely see him starting. And once Gerald Coetzee comes is I think fit, I think they'll immediately swap out, because I think with Coetzee, I think that bowling attack will become a really a lot more rounded because Kodze can then completely take charge of the middle overs as we of bowling as a middle over enforcer for them. But yes, Nuwan Tushara will start. I suspect
So,
Nuwan Tushara
so
will start.
before we move on, just quickly give me who will be your bench warmer. Any player you feel who will never get a look in for the season?
Arjun
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
Tendulkar.
make
it's
an
going to be
unpopular
someone.
opinion and say David
want
Duval Brevis.
no, I
Uh, Deval
no,
Brevis.
Travis
Okay.
Paddy. I want Arjun to play personally because whatever the matches he played till now, one or two matches I think he should play because his limited over and the T20 numbers has improved a lot than what it used to be a year ago. And I would say that we never know somebody in such situations where his pace also I heard little improve 130 132 is improved and now he's working on his in swingers also. I think he should be given chance because 9 23 24 if you're taking him and you have a five bowlers option or six bowlers option through your plus one. I would suggest to go ahead with Arjun as your stock bowler for the first four, first five overs, and then you can ask him to leave because he can be your X factor because people generally take him in lightly, as simple as it is. And MI needs someone who exactly can trust such bowlers who can give them 100%. And at this moment, the way Boom and all those guys are the big names are there, the one person who will dying to perform is Arjun. So somewhere down the line, a hunger can help him out. So in my point of view, he should play 2 3 matches.
So just go across to Arjun. You can complete your point on bench warmers, and you can give us your playing 11.
So bench warmers, I earlier I thought it was Arjun Tendulkar, but I think Saurabh mentioned a very good point. Devard Brevis maybe. I don't know whether he'll be given a look in.
Just one
Playing
second,
11,
Arjun. I just want to
yeah,
add one thing. Sorry,
yeah,
so sorry, sorry.
no
So
problem.
I just want to add one thing. The way injuries are there, the way
Yes.
Yeah,
climate change, the way matches changes. Now, I have doubt the way Mumbai is confident or the way they have changes in the management. I think most of the players will get an opportunity apart from those first class cricketers. So you can say anybody, any first class Sivalik and all, you can take a name and they will not play a single match. They will not come to the
Shams
for
Mulani,
the water
Vishnu
also.
Vinod.
yeah.
Some Smolani should play,
I,
but I
I,
doubt it.
Yeah.
I hope he was with us last year also. So I just hope that they play at least few matches to
Right.
sums. He rightly deserves
Few
it.
matches will
He
not
will.
help him because for spinners like him who has played for first class cricket for last 5 7 years, he should get 3 4 continuous match to find out whether he is fit or not. Because you
And
cannot
he
play
is
for
like
one or two
local
matches.
player for Mumbai, right? So I think
I
he
doubt
want he
franchise
will
go with that way,
a
bro.
bit more. But yeah, that's correct. But I hope that he will get some games. But there will be
Huh.
lot many players who will not get chances. I
Huh,
think
because I know Shivalik and all the guys are there who are like first class cricketers. They bought it because of the under 23 confirm. You have to get someone from under 23 or under 25. You have to buy them. So out of those 3 4 players might not play even out of those players.
I feel Naman Dheer may play few games because last year it was Nihal Vadera who was like kind of surprise. This year I think Naman Dheer might be someone who might surprise everyone. So if he gets an opportunity,
The
maybe
only
he will
problem
be
this
the
time
one.
that we don't have Rohit. Now we have to go through the gut of Hardik.
Hardik Pandya.
So what
Yeah,
his
that's
gut
correct.
says, what is his playing style. We saw one thing that he wants to have a consistent team, and he takes the ex player and let the best player not to play at all in the game, like Gill. What he has done with the Gill, what I heard about last time, uh, with so many heard the spaces and all. He, you cannot play, you cannot make a player a big player playing as a sub. You have to give them the entire game, then only you will find out this guy is there or not. Now, imagine, I'm just giving out of the box scenario. Now, Gill is a captain, and last year he played throughout as a sub. Imagine the mindset of the other players who was playing. Like he's not even playing the 20, 40 overs continuously, and he's the captain. I'm not against of anything, but I'm just giving the situation from IPL to IPL. Between that, he has scored so many centuries. That's a different part. But your best player should play the 40 overs. That's what I.
Yeah, that's quite a debatable point actually, but yeah, it may work for some, or like in RCB, it can backfire, as you have seen the best players playing 40 overs. So we'll just go across. So we'll just
We
go
have to
across
go for
finally
Ash.
to, yeah, we'll take the playing 11 from our guests. So
Yes.
I'll start with Arjun again. So you can just tell your preferred playing 11 or what we would like. Of course, we know Hardik. We don't know what he'll come out with.
So I'll opening Rohit and Ishan. Number three Surya Kumar. Four Tilak Verma. Five Hardik Pandya. Six Tim David. Eight Nabi Mohammad Nabi. Nine Dilshan Madhushanka. 10 Gerald Coetzee. 11 Bumrah.
Mukesh.
Top six will be pretty much same. Rohit, Ishan, Surya, Hardik, Tilak Verma, Tim David.
Surya is not playing the
Uh,
first few matches, right?
The
yeah,
first, I'm
if
just
Surya is
considering
not
that is
playing,
fit.
they will definitely bring
Yeah,
in Nihal. So
yeah.
that will be, I believe, that will not be much for a debate. They should bring in Nihal, I believe. In bowling, we have sure sort starter like Jasprit Bumrah and Piyush Chawla. I feel if Gerald is not fit, they will go with Jason Behrendorff, and I believe like he should start ahead of Nuwan Tusara. He has played for Mumbai and he has done really well. And in power play, he is a force to reckon with. So I believe he will start. And along with that, Kartikeya should play. And one will be either Nabi or Romario Shepherd based on like where we are playing, whether we need spin or whether we need pace bowling all rounder. So either of one of them will play.
What about Ajinkya?
I would like to start off with Rohit and Kishan in the opening slot. At number three, I would say Surya. I know he's not playing for the games, but if I would have made my 11 based on the season as a whole. Changes will keep happening. That is not in our control. So definitely Surya at three, Tilak at four, Hardik at five. I would include a Nehal Vadera at six. I would put in a Tim David at seven. My 8, 9, 10, and 11 would be three pacers and one spinner. Spinner, I would go ahead with the Shreyas Gopal, I feel. He would be my spinner because a leg spinner is something that Emma has really missed after this mega auction of 2022. Fast bowlers, the remaining three, Jasprit Bumrah as a sure shot starter. I would go ahead with a Nuwan Tushara, and if a Dilshan Madhushanka is fit, if not, then I would go ahead with a Jason Behrendorff. And I would make use of the impact player. If you have seen that I have only used three foreigners, so definitely that balance will come.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. So, Abhinav, finally, there's a chance for you to give your 11 and you can summarize the theories behind it.
Uh, it'll be very brief. So Rohit and Ishan Kishan start at the top, and Surya will be at three. And till the time Surya is not fit, I think I definitely see Mumbai taking the punt with Namandhir. Mumbai has made a history, made a living out of trying on a lot of unknown Indian domestic players and putting them in a situation where they suddenly become better players than what everybody expects them to. So I think Namandhir might be given the go at three, and to be fair to him, he is coming off a pretty decent domestic Ranji season with Punjab. So I suppose he would be given start a chance to impress the team management, especially if Surya is out for the first couple of games. And then Hardik, then that 4 and 5 will they'll Mumbai will float with that 4 and 5 with Hardik and Tilak Verma, depending on what kind of a matchup they want to kill. They'll take chances with that. I think Nehal Vadera and Tim David could come in at 6-7. I suspect Mumbai starts with three overseas players, and they might look to bring in a fourth overseas player as an impact player. So that would keep Nehal Vadera and Tim David, and then they'll have Piyush Chawla, Jasprit Bumrah, Gerald Coetzee and one of and either Jason Behrendorff and or Jason Behrendorff or Darshan Madhushanka. And I think Nuwan Tushara, they might bring him in as an impact player if they're bowling, or if they and it depends on the conditions. So if Mumbai is playing on a bit of a turning track, then I think they'll not hesitate turning to Mohammad Nabi, who they can even bring on to add value with the bat in a certain position. So I think they could do that. So I suspect Mumbai starts with three overseas players in their 11, and then they bring in a fourth overseas player as a impact player. But if everyone is fit, then I think I would not take the do the fourth overseas player as an impact player rule punt. Then I think I'd go in with either one of Nabi or Romario Shepherd in the 11 in place of Nihal Pedera, depending on what sort of a condition and matchup, which is based completely on condition and matchups.
So our final round, we'll be just having the predictions. So as a RCB fan, I definitely know we never count Mumbai out. They always make the playoffs. So I won't be asking you whether they will make the playoff or no. But what position in the table will Mumbai find themselves? We'll start in reverse order from Abhinav again.
I suspect Mumbai will be in the top two. I suspect Mumbai will finish in the top two because this is a much infinitesimally stronger MI team. Like I said in the beginning, last year was one of the worst years for Mumbai, one of the most difficult years for Mumbai in their IPL history, and they still somehow managed to scrape it through into the playoff. So with the bowling attack now looking a lot stronger, especially with Jasprit Bumrah coming back, I don't see a reason why they'll not finish. They can't finish in the top two, and I suspect Mumbai with this team, they are in the best. They have the best possible chance in about 4 years to take for a title.
What do you think, Arjun? Ajinkya,
Strongest side.
what do you feel? What would be the table number?
Arjun, please.
I'm not sure about the position on the table. According to me, like on paper, the team looks good. According to me, it all depends on how Hardik manages the team on the field and off the field also. The team environment, all these things. It's a very divisive, it's a very divisive topic, especially here in Mumbai. So how he manages the team, how he uses Rohit Sharma in the team. Also, will he look to Rohit Sharma for advice, like how Virat did with MS Dhoni? That is something which I'll be really, really interested in. These are some things. This is an intangible thing which I'm really, really interested in. The dynamics, and that will depend on how the team will do well. That will determine how well the team will do.
Mukesh, what do you feel?
I think Mumbai Indians has everything to finish in top two. So I feel like they will, being a diehard Mumbai Indians fan, I'll say they will top the tables, and they should win the trophy as well this year.
So that was a good point, and so far for the best part of 53 minutes, I have definitely avoided the most obvious topic because we were able to interact with you guys and have a very enriching analysis. So finally, I'll throw the very obvious topic which even Arjun hinted upon about this captaincy saga. So, do you see this playing on the field and affecting the performance? You can start with Ajinkya or Mukesh.
Mukesh, you can do the hard work. I'm the debutant.
So I feel it should not be the case. I believe like Hardik has played good number of years for Mumbai Indians under Rohit. He has grown up under Rohit, so that should not be a problem. I believe like there are too much noise outside, but I feel when it comes to Mumbai Indians dressing room, it will not matter that much, and it will be completely fine in my opinion. But when it comes to like Hardik, it will be very interesting to see how he manages, like whether he gives Rohit all free hand that okay, you go and smash, you play the way you want to play, or like whether he wants Rohit to play a certain kind of role. So that will be interesting to see. And when it comes to like managing the team, right? I think Gujarat was kind of like he was kind of lone star in the Gujarat, but in Mumbai Indians, like there are many star players. So
Lot of scores
that that
like
is
Saurabh will.
that is again something I'm looking forward to. How he handles all team Indian stars like Jasprit Bumrah, Suryakumar Yadav. So
So
social
I'll
media side, I feel it will be all good in the team.
so I'll just put the debutant at forward short leg like Sarfraz. What do you think it will happen? Like
I may just take a minute or two more than expect, what is allowed. But what I would like to say is that we also have to see that there is a World Cup coming. Each of these star players of Mumbai Indians should understand that with the amount of talent which is available in our T20 pool, along with even some very random reports that I've heard that Virat Kohli could be asked, so everybody really wants to perform, and if all these individuals perform, the team will perform. Second point, Hardik Pandya has played with Surya Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah all these years. I think that ultimately they are all professional cricketers. They are going to do right. They're going to make a good group and they're going to set a good example. I also think that this captaincy being shifted from Rohit to Hardik is a part of a bigger transition coming from mega auctions. And I think Rohit has underperformed a little in terms of his batting. If you go to see, if you look at his batting statistics from 2014 onwards to now, he has not replicated the kind of success he has achieved in international cricket. I think this time he can definitely bat with a free mind. He can just take the opposition apart in the first 6 overs, go ahead with that freedom. And I feel that fans of Mumbai Indians, that is what is a major concern for me. I think most of the divisiveness is coming from these fanboy armies, because any post of Mumbai Indians I see on Instagram, even though I don't follow them on the Instagram right now, because I'm not really a big fan of their pre and post match shows. Any kind of post we see that okay, we want Rohit as MI captain, and some of the terms used for Hardik are quite derogatory. I still believe
yeah.
its team is Mumbai Indians. We supported Mumbai Indians when Harbhajan was made the captain. We
Yes.
supported even when our adversary Ricky Ponting was made the captain. So I think Mumbai Indians fans need to back their team, and I do see that after maybe not the initial game because we always lose that one, but after the 3 or 4 games, I think it will function well as a unit.
So if anyone wants to weigh in on the captaincy issue, so that has been a good time. Uh, so I'll just go across to Arjun for a point. Then I'll hand it over to Saurabh.
So
I'll
just one
yeah,
point.
let Arjun and then I'll chip in.
So just one point, I think there is an incredible amount of pressure. There would be an incredible amount of pressure on Hardik because he's inheriting such a vast legacy set up by Rohit Sharma. See, everything is ready made. Now, after this, if something happens and he does not do well, then all the MI fans will have a reason to, say, what, मैंने बोला था, ये नहीं करेगा. A lot of pressure is going to be there on him. And that also, how he manages the team, all these things are very much there. It is all about how he manages everything over here. This is going to be extremely important. And if he has ambitions of being India's white ball captain, this is going to be the litmus test for that.
I think Mumbai Indians backroom will be supporting Hardik really well, and even Rohit will support him. So Hardik should not feel that much pressure. Although when it comes to being on the ground, that will always be there with
Yeah,
Wankhede crowd. So let's hope everything will be good.
yeah,
Um, I'll chip in. Look, I mean, they should. I mean, firstly, I'll have to lay the blame at the door for the Mumbai Indians' communications. The people who are handling the communication. I think it
yeah,
was one of the worst communicated captaincy handovers. I mean, they really could have
absolutely.
done a much better job. The announcement should have come from Rohit. They should have asked Rohit to make the announcement and not, which would have indicated a lot. It would have indicated a completely smooth transition. But look, it's at the end of the day, this is it's Reliance is a privately owned company who do not, and they're a privately owned behemoth business house who've made a living in taking very unpopular, tough decisions which have worked out in the long run. And as unpopular as my opinion might be, it was actually a good call for Mumbai to take that to actually bring Hardik back as a captain, because let's face it, over the last 10 years, Rohit has not performed with the bat in the IPL. His returns year on year as a batsman have been dwindling, and he's surviving in that MI11 purely because he's been an outstanding captain for them. So which is in a way is covering up for a lot of the holes that Mumbai, the flaws that Mumbai have had as a team. His captaincy has been able to hide a lot of his batting flaws. So
That's right.
they had to do it. They had to do this captaincy switch, and even if you had aspirants in the form of Jasprit Bumrah and Surya Kumar Yadav, they've not exactly been captains for their state size and whatever. Hardik is coming with the pedigree of having led a new franchise to an IPL title, and then within 2 balls of winning an IPL, of winning a second back-to-back title. So he definitely is coming in with pedigree on his side. He's shown himself that he's risen. He's ready to take do the tough job as a leader. I mean, bowling up front in the power play, pushing himself to number 4 in when the team is collapsing. He's showing that he's a willing fighting captain who's ready to put his hand up for his team, and he did that very often at Gujarat. So that I'll give him credit for. And Mumbai have done this before as well, in terms of doing mid-season captaincy switch or pre-season captaincy switch. They've done it on more than a few occasions, and more often not, it has worked out well for them. So if Mumbai were not going to get Hardik this time around, then they would not have had a chance to do it ever, because because in the mega auction, there's no way Mumbai would have been in the position to buy Hardik back. So they had to do it now. I mean, they had to bite the bullet now. So I mean, as unpopular as it gets, I mean, a lot of the Rohit fanboys are pissed. MI fans are pissed, rightfully so. I mean, because the way they communicated, they should have, because the way it seemed very messy, how this entire handover has happened. But these are professional players at the end of the day who know they have to put their differences and everything aside. They've got to put their pride aside, their personal pride aside, and think of the pride of the team first. So I think this is what. I think these players, Rohit, Hardik, Jasprit Bumrah, Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan, these guys would be able to put whatever kind of a bad blood there might have been with this entire handover, whatever they would have been. They would be able to put it at the back burner and work towards a common goal. Sometimes you don't need to be the best of friends to achieve a common goal. Let's be honest. Sometimes you just need to come together as professionals and ensure that everyone does their job, and you are able to ensure that the team is able to do its job perfectly.
That's analogous to the 2011 World Cup squad we had. You know, as you said, you don't have to be the best of friends, but you have to come towards that common goal.
We
So,
have
on that note,
point about that.
yeah, I'll just hand it over to Sourabh. You can take the question, and then you can give your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Manju bhai. As usual, you're an amazing host. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Who wants to take this question? I think we already had a discussion that might be Nihal Badera will get a chance.
Arjun or Ajinkya can take this up, or Mukesh.
Yeah, just for Surya's sake, we'll repeat it.
Yes. Go ahead.
I actually don't mind them trying out Devil Brewers. I mean, Mumbai might not be averse to trying out Devil Brewers, because thankfully Arjun Madwal has Akash Madwal has come a fairly long way as a pacer, and they might not be averse to letting, and they have that space with them that if they need. that they can play Akash Madhwal, or they can play with the two. They can do the regular two overseas players, Tim David plus Devil Brewers. I mean, it's perfectly capable. I mean, MI could actually, use Devil Brewers at number 3 in the absence of Surya, and it would give them a bit of a like for like replacement, because uh, the two of them in the how they approach the innings, and how they especially start hitting. I mean, the areas of their scoring are kind of similar. I mean, Brevis is a lot more straighter. He hits a lot more straighter down the ground. Surya targets area between deep point and then deep square leg. He targets that entire the back.
Straighter but in opposite direction.
Yeah, he's straighter in the opposite direction. Exactly. That's the best way to put. So Devil Brewis plays square, superbly square in front of the square. Surya plays brilliantly behind square. So I think diverse
You
strengths.
you can take Johnson Charles wagon wheel and add one more piece of pizza. You can get Surya's behind like that.
Exactly. So I think it's very. I mean, I definitely see them taking a punt on Devil Brewers, because I think Mumbai is invested in Devil Brewers in the long term. They definitely are invested in him for the long term. And if the mega auction retentions, I definitely see them making a point to keep hold of Devil Brewis in the post auction in the mega as a retention for the after the mega auction. I think he could be one of those probably the only OCs player they might keep, even ahead of Tim David. I suspect that they might keep him because this guy, they feel like he's a franchise player. He could break out as a franchise player. So I think they might keep Devil Brewers might start for them right now.
And it's interesting that he does play for the MI's team in South Africa T20 as well as the one in the US. I think he does play for MI New York
Yes,
as well.
he plays for MI New York. So I think he definitely is. He's a franchise player for them. I think they are looking at him. So I think Surya is actually right. They might not even look at a Naman Dheer if they want. I mean, they can straight away say put Devil Brewers in at number 3, and lest we forget. I mean, when we saw Devil Brewers in the 2022 IPL season, batting at 3 or 4, he literally looked like a dream. I mean, I think it's even to this day, it's hard to forget how he pillaged Rahul Chahar. Rahul Chahar's.
Abhinav, you are amazing, but I
Pune.
have to stop you here. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
because we have crossed 12 o'clock
Sure.
and tomorrow is Saturday. So, what I mean to say here, we got one question, and I will. No, we always have to stop Abhinav somewhere. MI, we are given up.
Great
Lots
to
of
see that Harsha Bogle is up this late watching our stream. So, thank you, sir.
I want to
wherever
know
you
who
are.
is
And,
this Harsha Bogle.
yeah, unless, of course, it is time to sleep. I think Hardik Pandya promoting himself in batting and bowling order. What do you guys think about it? Is that what we call it, leading from the front, or some negative side of it? Okay. So
Manju, you give the
unfortunately,
answer. You give the answer.
no, I didn't get the satire in this, but yeah, I think promoting himself will be a good way to make a statement. So yeah, I won't be surprised if he does that. Comes in at 3 in some game when they lose an early wicket or something. It's in his nature to do so. Like, but I don't know how the Hardik with Gujarat, like how all our panelists also saying that he was the single star, but here there are so many talwars in the slot, as you say. So
Here,
then,
even no Ashish Mehra is there.
yeah. So it
Thank
would
you,
be
Manju bhai.
interesting. Really couldn't predict that.
I think
Go ahead, Arjun, with the
Arjun
last
might
point.
have-
We'll go ahead and with a closer.
I think Arjun has
Yeah.
something to say on this.
This leading from the front is something, honestly, as a leader and a manager myself, I'm not really sure I agree with. The captain need not be the best player in the team. He should know what his role is and do it well and be very secure in his position. I think
Ajinkya on another side has proved it already.
Yeah, exactly. Ajinkya Rahane in the,
Yeah.
like in the Ranji Trophy, or like in the past with England, and like Mike Brearley was the captain during the 1981 both like the Ashes series. He wasn't a very good player, but he knew what he had to do. So Hardik, if he knows what he has to do and if he's secure in his position, then he need not lead from the front. The captain need not be the best player in the team.
That's true.
Just one
Arjun?
point for like 30 seconds. Just give me I
Yeah.
have one question, just like me. we do know that Hardik Pandya is going to be playing the T20 World Cup. He's amongst the front runners. Do you kind of see him emulating that role in these 14 minimum 14 games he plays and try to showcase to the selectors that is exactly what he wants to do in the World T20 also, and accordingly decide? Because slow pitches in West Indies, you might have somebody required to, play a little long innings and then go. That can really push his case for coming up the order.
I have a small problem here with this because we know Hardik as a we want actually Hardik the attacking batsman rather than the role playing
Yes.
batsman. For that we have Rohit, we have Shubman also in some extent, and then we have a fire brigade like Rinku saying, then Tilak, etc. etc. But when it comes to playing, I think he should play, and there will no sub over there in the no sub,
Hmm.
no two bouncers. So he has to, if he's real leader, he will play accordingly the way his role, because we know Rohit Sharma is captaining the side. Now he has to
Yes.
play the way he want to play in US, because we saw, even though in given situation we did well without Hardik for the last 6 months. So, and I'm sure, I'm telling you, I personally haven't missed yet. Hardik, I know his bowling, batting, fielding, his everything is there. I personally didn't miss him. And I'm sure exactly until you're losing, you will not come with the opportunity cost that is in finance, or that is in even in doctorate or anything, any other business you do. Opportunity cost always be there. And being like an Indian fan, we are somewhere down the line a little shameless and for our memory is very very faded, very easily faded. So what happens that हम भूल जाते हैं कि क्या हुआ है पास्ट में, हम भूल जाते हैं कि क्या मतलब मतलब एक प्लेयर जो टीम में आया था, आज अगर रिंकू खेल रहा है, I don't want Rinku to play as a number three where he will come and play like 30 ball 35 runs. Given a situation is a different thing, but T20 is for the role. You should know what is your role. ODIs and Test you can play accordingly, but in T20s you should know your role. That's why the reason Sky did really well in T20s, not in ODIs, even and given opportunity in the Test matches or the FC whatever he played in the last 2 3 years, which is eligible to zero. So I would really thankful to you guys that you joined us today, especially Ajinkya, Arjun, and all credit goes to Abhinav who brought them in.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
I'm asking you guys, would you like to go ahead with the other teams review also? Please let Abhinav know. Abhinav, please share their social media handles.
Yeah.
If you
And
guys
if
on
you
Twitter, let's connect
yeah,
with
if you
each
have a
other.
page, or if you have a page or anything, you can promote that. So we'll open the stage to you. You can where do we find you online, and what are your pages? You can just tell the audience. Then we'll close this.
I think I'm yet to like debut on Twitter as well. I'm mostly active on these very nice cricket groups, and with the work, it's a bit difficult also to have a run your own page to stay updated. But again, I would like to thank Abhinav and everyone here to give me this opportunity to be a part of such a good panel, and it's really been worth every minute of a Friday night. Being here and talking to all you great men.
Uh, Ajinkya being Ajinkya. Rahane भी same, Gupta ji भी same. सही है. Gupte it is right. Sorry,
Uh,
Yes.
Gupte.
yeah, Gupte.
Mr. Gupte
Subhash
is the
Gupte,
same,
the leg spinner. You remember the
and
leg?
Amol Gupte is a
Yeah, yeah.
great
Amol Gupte,
actor.
Stanley का डब्बा का hero.
स्टैनली का डब्बा अपने
Yeah,
बेटे को ही
yeah,
पकड़ के फेल दिया.
yeah, yeah. So Arjun, where should the listeners find you online, and your any pages which you?
So like I'm mostly active on like on Instagram. It is at Arjun Hemmady. I mostly post a lot of memes and stuff. I'm an avid memer, so I post a lot of those memes, and I'm an author also, so I post many author memes also. You can find me on that. Yeah, I'm mostly active on
And
that.
you'd like to plug in your book, like what is the title, and you can tell our readers if they are interested, they can pick up a copy of your book.
Yeah, sure. The name of my book is called Captain Khadus. It's a fictional story about an Indian cricketer, and you know, yeah, it's done pretty well. I hope you can like buy a copy on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah. We'll
Like
also
I'm sure
share a
that you'll
link
enjoy it.
to that on the show notes. Okay,
Yes, yes,
Saurabh, you
yes.
can conclude the.
Thank you so much, everyone. What
Thank you, guys.
entire section of the discussion we found out one thing, that our panel is happy with the decision of Hardik Pandya, but somewhere down the line, I just want to add only one part here. I heard everything, but it was not a player's call, it was a management's call. I hope the management will stop themselves till March 21st. After that, let the player to play and do whatever they wish to. Because whatever has happened could have been done marginally well. And because this guy is a big industrial houses of India, not India, in the world, this should have been done much better way, but it's okay. It is to be said, Ant bhala to sab bhala. And what I know about Hardik, one thing, his Karke Aaya dialogue, he put it everywhere. If somebody put him into the deep sea, he will come back with the Apan aaya re. And I'm sure that Kharoos thing requires and loved by the Mumbai Indian fans, and I'm sure he will come back. But again, if he is losing the few matches, don't abuse him or his family, guys. I'm telling you because the way it has happened during that thing. See, abusing anyone will not help anybody. And if you are a fan, support your team when they actually required, when they're losing the matches rather than winning the one. Because when they're winning, even the players who are not watching the matches, they will be there behind. Real fans only required when the team is not in good mood. So thank you guys. I hope that our panel has cleared their idea and they said yes. Thank you Ajinkya, thank you Arjun, thank you Abhinav, Mukesh as usual, and Manju bhai, thank you for the nice hosting. Wishing you all an amazing IPL, amazing Mumbai Indian team, and good night. Shabak khair. Fir milenge with another team's preview. Thank you so